Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, A Bit Tactical. Today, going over the Kasrkin Sharpshooter and the Kasrkin Gunners. The reason I'm going to do them together is because they kind of do go together. If you take, you can take 4 gunners, but if you take a sharpshooter, you can only take 3 gunners. He counts as a gunner. So I figured I should go over them together, starting out with the sharpshooter. The sharpshooter has normal Kasrkin stats. The only thing, not the only thing, but one of the things that makes him special is his 2 weapon varieties apart from the normal one, which is his stationary and his concealed profile. Both of these hit on 2s, have a 3/3 damage profile, have devastating 3 attached to it, and the heavy trait, which means that you cannot move and shoot this in the same turning point. The concealed weapon profile is different because it has the silent trait and the concealed position trait, which means that you can shoot this weapon profile once from concealment, and you don't have to switch over to engaged, which is really nice, really powerful. But again, you can only do it once. Once you do that, the second time you take a shot, you have to be in engage. The stationary profile just gives you the exact same attributes, except it's no longer silent. You also have a normal profile, so if you do have to move, you can still fire with it. The only thing that changes is that there's no devastating. It's just a normal 3/4 weapon. Additionally, the Kasrkin sharpshooter has the camo cloak, which means that the saturate weapon rule does not apply to them. So if a grenade is thrown on your marksman, doesn't matter. If other weapons with saturate come onto them, doesn't matter. You can just ignore that. And you always retain 2 save die instead of 1. Or you can retain 1 critical save. Obviously, if you get attacked by an AP2 weapon, this would be really good. You can automatically do a critical save, which is the best outcome for you in that situation. But in other situations, you could definitely guarantee a critical save, roll 2 dice, or just have 2 saves, roll that last one, see what you get. It's really nice. However, after recently playing with the Kasrkin, I don't know if I necessarily like the marksman. The fact that you are no longer concealed forever whenever you shoot is a really big downgrade. The stopping power of this is just not where I thought it would be anymore. Just because you can be shot with, right? So when you're shooting with this guy before, and you knew that there was no threat of being shot back unless your enemy came in really close, it was really nice. Now that they can fire back though, now it's not so nice. And it can be kind of threatening now. Which is why I think that the conversation about the gunners is going to be very interesting now. Speaking of, let's move on to the gunner options here. So, you get 4 gunners, technically 3 if you take the sharpshooter, but they all have the regular Kasrkin stats. It's just their weapon profiles that are vastly different. There's a flamer, but I'm going to show you, but we're not going to talk about it. A grenade launchers with 2 different variants, the frag or the crack grenade. The grenade being blast 2, the crag being piercing 1. The grenade has the 2/4 damage profile for attacks. The crack has a 4/5 damage profile, 2 attacks. A grenade launcher is almost just an auto take. Yeah, it's just an auto take. Next is the Meltagun, 4 attacks, hits on 3s, 6/3 damage profile, a 6-inch range, devastating 4, and piercing 2. This is just a killer. Now, especially because of the way that I think you should be playing in a new Killteam edition, this is also an auto take. This is a piercing crit or a piercing 2 weapon. You're gonna take this guy all the time, especially against elites. This is like any model that you shoot at, there's like a high likelihood of you're killing them, right? In the Horde team, for sure, you get one hit, you're automatically injured. With an elite team, you get 2 hits, they're definitely injured, almost dead. You know, a crit, devastating 4. I mean, yeah, again, this is an auto take. A plasma gun also is here. However, this has been reduced a little bit with same with all the plasma guns. The normal standard profile is a 4/6 damage profile with piercing 1. That's okay. That's a fine weapon. It's good damage. It's just not crazy like it was in the last edition. Now you can supercharge it, and what that does, it changes the damage from a 4/6 to a 5/6, still piercing 1 and lethal 5. Personally, I don't think, and also hot, you know, you have to roll hot. So hot is, if you roll a 1, you have to roll another d6. On that d6, if it's less than the whatever you're gonna hit, so with Kasrkin you hit on 3s. If it's less than a 3, so it would be a 2, you times that result by 2, and then you take that damage, would be 4, right? Taking damage on your own guy, especially, yeah, I don't know. It's just not that worth it, and it's not like you have that much. It's lethal 5, 1 extra point of damage. This would be something that you would use like turning point 3 or 4. You really need to kill. Give yourself the best chance you can. But in general, I'd probably just stick to playing it safe, keeping it with the standard weapon profile. Let's move on to the Hotshot Volley Gun, which has 2 different profiles, focused and sweeping. The focused profile has 5 attacks, hits on 3s, has a 3/4 damage profile, and piercing crits 1, which is really nice. The sweeping profile only has 4 attacks, hits on 3s, has torrent 1, and piercing crits 1. Torrent 1 is like a special variant of kind of blast, where within whatever it is, so for example, this one would be 1, it would be within an inch of the model that you're attacking. You can also attack any model within an inch of that guy. And then that model, you can also attack within 1 inch of it. So if your opponent, you know, misplaced really badly, you could get a lot of people. In fact, I had a team deathmatch where basically we were just shooting at each other. Everybody was on engage. We were just having fun with my friend, and he placed 3 or 4 guys together. And then I used torrent, or I used a sweeping profile with torrent, and I got like 3 or 4 shots off, which was just really cool. In the real game, you're probably not going to get that, but if you do, this is something you should consider, especially since the Hotshot Volley Gun actually kind of stacks, not kind of, directly stacked with elimination pattern. If you have elimination pattern active, you don't get the piercing crits 1 special rule. You get piercing 1 with the Hotshot Volley Gun, which is really nice. In my personal opinion, the strategies that you use with these guys, there's nothing really specific here. There's just one general thing, which is kill. These are your killers. You want to make sure that they're in an optimal position, hopefully spread out around the map a little bit, so that you can always take advantage. So let me show you what I'm talking about. These guys are what I like to call my screening operatives. They're going to be protecting my gunners, right? All right, so obviously this is over-exaggerated. You're never going to have a layout like this, probably, most likely. But as you can see, I have these guys here essentially just to protect the gunners. Now, of course, they're threats in and of themselves, but their main thing here is to protect the gunners so that I can get kills. I can essentially move them up more safely, right? So, for example, if this sergeant tries to charge ahead, he's probably going to charge one of these 2 models before he charges my others. If you can block them so that they can't do it, that'd be great. But now this sergeant is exposed to fire from any of these guys if I wanted to do that. Alternatively, it also allows you to move your guys up safely, right? So if you have a nice screen going, you can, if you win initiative, charge up this Melt-A-Gunner, kill this Precursor, and now, you know, you're up ahead in the board just a little bit. I use them to set up cones of danger. Okay, so let's just say that, you know, you follow the obvious strat of closing off one part of the map and then focusing down onto the other two parts. Let's say, in fact, that right here, there are 3 lanes. You close off lane A, which means that lane B and C are still open. You put your, say, Melt-A-Gunner and your grenade launcher on lane B. And on lane C, you'd put your Sharpshooter and your hotshot volley gun, or your plasma gun and your hotshot volley gun here. You put your screen at the front. You put these guys here, and in turning point 2, everyone should be in a good position to, no matter what your opponents do, no matter if they win initiative or you win initiative, that you can do something in the next turning point. That's kind of like a basic strat, but I think it's also how you should use the gunners in particular, just so you can maximize that killing effect. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.